In a world where we're often too quick to judge on appearances, focus on ourselves, or find ourselves in a rush, this show is a reminder to slow down. Taste Exchange is a project that goes beyond the meals and happy hours and connects with the thoughtful human creators behind each experience. Lo and I will sit down and try and uncover what it is that connects all of us to the story of a life. Each of us is distinctly unique, yet we are all very connected. This is Taste Exchange. Welcome to our show.
Justin Hazelton has been making a name for himself in the culinary community since 2012, spending time behind the bar at some of the most cutting-edge, cocktail-forward hotspots in the Southeast, like Five Church and Sophia's Lounge, as well as a number of large food operation enterprises in the area. One of his ongoing passions is contributing his mixology talent to Soul Food Sessions, a pop-up dining series that celebrates African Americans in the food and beverage industry. His cocktail creations have been featured in numerous local and regional publications over the years, and in the past 6 months alone, he's been featured in Imbibe magazine, done Instagram takeovers for Liquor.com and Black Food Folks. Most recently, Justin has been voted 2021 Best Mixologist by Charlotte Magazine. We had so much fun spending time with Justin, covering everything from superheroes to meditation, from wanting to be a cardiologist to how his creativity has thrived. We know you'll enjoy this conversation as much as we did. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to sit down with you, and just in like the couple minutes we got to chat, before cameras were rolling.
Yeah.
It's been cool to just to like interact with you and feel your vibe, like in this place, like.
It's a vibe here.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people say that same thing, so I'm glad you can feel it for real. So.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since the beginning.
Okay.
So we opened in the middle of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Or the beginning of the pandemic, should I say. We had the big idea of opening the bar and getting this whole thing started, and then, bam, and everything got shut down. So I went from mixologist, manager, and everything to to-go specialist. So that, I got good with the to-go situation, which is a necessary and needed thing now in this industry. So it's been about a year now. Mm-hmm. So we've been open almost exactly a year.
Oh,
that's opened cool. The place a year ago. Yep. And so it's been killer. It's been great. We've been kicking ass, taking names.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And I love the
Can
adaptability. No. We're keeping all of it. Just kidding.
Oh, there we go.
You can say yes.
Okay.
We're cool with that.
Cool.
What's been different about working here versus places that you've worked at in the past?
The first thing I can think of is authenticity. In a place where it's based in authenticity. I was a part of the mission statement. I think some people expect at other businesses the authenticity. You get those, Papa John's, better ingredients, all that type of stuff.
With the
but
Papa
yeah, but that's they're trying to push authenticity as a marketing scheme.
Right.
This is something that is, as you can see, it's truly authentic, and be yourself. That's what I was told when we were talking about starting this place, is be yourself. Get this place and let it be in your likeness. And that's where I was like, hell yeah, let me get on this. The other thing about this place is we are authentically Black. This is a Black-owned place. This is a representation of Black culture, it's a representation of a Black experience. So that's also very different, especially here in this city. Mm-hmm. It needs more representation in this way. It needs to tell this story. This story is not a monolith. There's many ways of telling this story of the Black experience in the culinary and the beverage way. So
Absolutely.
those are just three of many differences here.
Yeah.
It's actually a family. It's actually a group of people who really like being around each other. Like no BS. We actually enjoy each other. Even if we get on each other's nerves, I've never really actually experienced a true family type of vibe like that, you know. So
That's so special.
yeah.
Just imagine like the gratitude that you all have in that experience.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just such a different feeling coming to work with people that you like.
Have you ever worked with anyone? Like, you know, everything, you know, they say what, pain drains.
I've not heard that. I love that.
Yeah, you know, pain drains, and even the nuances of or painful relationship with people you work with. You're not in your best creative state.
Yeah.
You're not in your best working state. In a lot of ways, you are just trying to get through the day. You know, and a lot of times you're not going to go over and above, or you're not going to, you know, I don't know. I need some Zen type of stuff when I'm trying to create. I need the energy to be right. So, you know, having people I like around me is one thing that I don't have to. It's one weight that I don't have to have, especially in the workplace. My career started where I went to school for the college for bachelor's in science. And I was working in the hospitals at the same time. I was trying to become a cardiologist.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was it. I was like, I'm gonna be a heart doctor, you know? And at 18 years old, I got a job in the hospital being a EKG tech while I was going to school for this. And
Smartest thing you can do.
yeah, so I was, you know, had scrubs on, going to class, everything. I used to walk straight to the hospital after I left school. And I moved up the ladder, stayed in school, whatever, and then I actually stopped school to work more in the hospital for a period of time, and then hit a wall, like as we're talking about. And I also always had a side job in like a bar. Actually, I worked at Olive Garden while I was working in the hospitals at the same time, right? And I hit a wall. I just got tired of it. I got tired of seeing people die every day. I mean, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought that was what I wanted to do because I thought I wanted the money.
But you wouldn't have known unless you tried, and that's why I said like that's the smartest thing you could do. If you think that you want to go down some path, try it, right? Like you said to your daughter.
True. Try the path. Also, money is a good motivator, but it's something real when you run into something you're doing something and you hate your career, you hate your life. You're young. Like, so for me, I was young, and I realized the path I wasn't on the right path, and I literally just stopped it. I didn't even do it in a very strategic way. I'm done with this crap.
That's a strategy.
Yeah, but I that's a strategy. But I also, you know, had this feeling of no self-worth because I let go of the thing I totally defined myself by. And all I had was a service industry. That's all that was left. It was me working in hospitality, and I was like, I like this. I was a server at the time, and I always wanted to get behind the bar, you know, and that's what happened. And no one let me get behind the bar. It was just like, no, you can't get back there. So, you know, I wanted what I couldn't have. And that was literally the beginning of me, like, you know, I want to get behind that bar.
Yeah.
So it came from, that's cool, you know, ride the wave. It came from highs, lows, and then calibration, you know.
And I love that you said you kind of lost, I don't love that this happened to you, but the fact that you shared, I lost my sense of self-worth, and something that Aaron and I are working on is how can we help people understand they have worth because you're you. You don't have worth by a job title or the amount of money you make or, you know, where you're from. You have worth because you're you.
What I tell my daughter is, find your passion, find your purpose, and then make your plan off of that.
Love
you know,
that.
There's a lot of peace there. But, you know,
alliteration.
Yeah,
Passion, purpose, plan.
Your passion, purpose, and your plan, and then then you can choose, and then you can start paying money for it and going in debt for that, and it makes sense to maybe you would make an investment like that into it.
Right.
Pay off a lot of debt, based upon this. But
and
there's nothing wrong. I love you, mama. But and all the parents out there who understand they're doing the best thing for their kids. I think it's all out of love, but I also think it's out of fear too.
And I think it's kind of this societal construct, right? Like to your point, it's not your mom's fault, my mom's fault, any specific mom's fault. Moms, we're sorry, okay? We're not pinning it on you.
Nah.
But society as a whole has had this kind of construct of, go to college and you'll be safe and you'll get a job. That's not necessarily true anymore.
At all.
And the cost of tuition has exponentially risen, while the cost, the salaries actually haven't.
It's choices of fear or confidence or love. That's something my brother says a lot. You can approach anything with love or fear, and I think no fear in this situation. So we went for it, and this is a testament to what can happen. So,
Yeah,
it's real cheesy, but hey,
it's not cheesy at all. So. I think that's how, and Aaron and I talk about this all the time. It's like, you have that choice every day with your life. What are you going to choose,
Yeah.
And I think there are a number of people who are in fear, and that's how they choose to live. And I think there's a growing number of people who are deciding to step into love and adaptability and all these things.
But you don't, and that's a good point. You never know, especially if you're griping about something. Oh man, I didn't come for this. I'm bar guy. And it's a valuable skill to know the how to operate to go now. You really, if you're a bar, restaurant, or anything, you need to understand how to do to go and get things out to go. Mm-hmm. That's like a part of your world now.
Yeah, it's not gonna go away.
It's not going anywhere, so griping and complaining about that, not realizing it was actually teaching you a new lesson. It was actually something that's gonna make you a stronger, anything you do, maybe a business owner, even manager, or even just not just a team member.
Person, because you can apply these things to life, right? And you saw it so clearly last year. Mm-hmm. People that adapted, and they're like, okay, well, this is the new normal. This is the thing. I'm going to go ahead and continue about my life, with shifts and changes, or you can shut down and say, I just can't wait for things to go back. I can't wait for things to go back. I can't. Yeah. And it's like, that's what we need to understand as a society is like, things are always going to shift and change. Always. Change is the only constant.
Exactly. And that's a conundrum, huh? Mm-hmm. The fact that change is the only constant and get used to change. This is one of the weirdest times where I'm not judging anyone too hard if they did stop. Because we're dealing with something that possibly is life or death. So, but there's only so many crutches that we can use, and there's only so many excuses you can make. At a certain point, you're gonna have to put yourself back out there eventually. So you're gonna have to change.
Totally agree. And I think there's a difference between those struggling with mental health and those who have the mindset of, I just want things to go back to, there's a huge difference there. So anyone that's watching, understand that.
Yeah, it's a line, it's a little.
That's right, yeah. It's a big line because what's really sad is that we've also been finding out recently that mental health cases have been going up significantly, and so it's important to talk about these things and be okay with them.
True. Mental health in this industry is something I think a lot of people in this industry struggle with. That a lot of times it's not an HR, there's not a lot of support for people in this food and beverage industry. That's why it's on this industry to start taking care of each other in it, especially around these times. It's like, all right, I think one of the big things that have come up lately in this industry that's been exposed by COVID is how people are treated in the service industry. How are you treating your teams? Yeah. What's the compassion level? why are you yelling at people? These aren't your kids. This ain't or you don't yell at your kids. You shouldn't yell at your kids.
Right.
You know, why are you taking your because you don't have an HR. You don't have anything to check you.
Right.
And people aren't going for it anymore. And they shouldn't. I think there needs to be a revolution of that mentality. Is the way how people are getting paid, how they're being supported. This is a real job, and we realize that apparently, in a lot of ways, it's essential.
100%.
Yeah. So treat the people better.
Right.
Make us. We need to collectively make systems to work better for it. And on another note, it's very hard work. It's straight up.
It's hard.
It's hard work. And it deserves more respect than that. Like across the board. So that's kind of one thing I'm just really big on. That's something I'm saying a lot. Everyone's asking about the drinks. I'm like, let's talk about how we treat each other.
Yes.
Let's talk
as
about
human beings.
Yeah. Let's talk about, and we're dealing with a lot of people and human beings in this industry. If I treat my bar team bad, what would I expect? I assure you that it's going to trickle down into how they treat the guests. And people can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You said when you came in, you could feel the vibe. You can also feel negative vibes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Feel this team is being abused.
Yeah.
You could feel that. And I think, if you want something good to come out, you got to get it good in. So
absolutely.
Hopefully this is the beginning of a change in the whole industry because the industry is changing. So.
It's cool in the people that we've talked to for the show, we definitely feel that.
Yeah.
But I think, again, overall, there's still a large group of people who are stuck in, old mindsets, old ways of doing things. But, what we like to focus on is where's it going, right? And what I love to see is that people who are focusing on these types of things are growing so much faster than anyone.
Look at a squirrel outside, it's scared. They let them get attacked all the time. You can't reach higher thought when you're afraid of being attacked all the time. Or, I always say that, I'm like, you need to be at a place where, you're not afraid of losing your job. You're not afraid of, it's like real world Robo's challenge out here. Like you got alliances against you. How can you raise to a different level when, all those things on your back? So some people do. There's a lot of people who actually do that, but most people, it's not the best environment to work.
But I also wonder if they are succeeding, right? They are creative, but what levels are they missing out on that they can't even unlock?
Exactly.
Right?
You can't fly because you got the weight on you.
Right.
And
like you can run real fast, but you could fly.
You can't fly.
And just the attention that you guys are getting, for one, is incredible. It's very exciting.
Do have that part of the mission statement, but a lot of times they're not good judges of character and don't have the right people together, and therefore it still doesn't work. So I think that's a beautiful thing that's happened here. I'm Lee and Louise, where it's a good mix of people, and we strive to keep that going.
Like everyone's great individually, and the vibe is good together.
And collectively, and trying to get better at that.
Right. Because you could have a bunch of all-stars on a team, and we see this in sports all the time, right? But they just don't gel.
They don't match.
And here
you got OKC. That's what you got. You got Thunder.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, playing your position. In these times, the positions are changing, and being flexible, all these type of things. Yeah, you can be all-star, but what's that team ball about?
Right.
So,
or like you said, when you started, you're like, yeah, okay, bar manager, mixologist, doing all these things. Now I'm gonna deliver.
You gotta put the top on the ramekin, and that's where it's changing. Sometimes my motivations are also my biggest weight. Those are the things that my intellect or my knowledge is it's heavy, So sometimes you need to let go of knowledge and just let go of things to say, where do I want to go?
Yeah. Beginner's mind, like have that's coming up.
I think that's really important, and you realize, some of the, Zodiac Punch was a result of that. I was trying to find something that I could change seasonally, something that people would like. It's trendy. I could use seasonal ingredients, and it would have to stay the same. It could be on draft, and I was like, how in the heck can I do that? You know, and then I let go, and it came in. I don't know. Now that's the part. That's the part where I can't explain it. I can't really give how that happens. I do believe if you ask, believe, and receive, this is how it happens.
Oh, I love that. Ask, believe, and receive.
Yeah, and then, it's not like we make things more complex than they have to be. But I think you can actually let the ask for it, have the belief in the situation, let it go, and let it come to you. And
simplify this
stuff.
And it's like dropping our expectations, dropping what we think we know, and just be open.
Your one little thing, all your inspiration is coming from the bar. Some drinks are inspired by candles.
Right.
Like maybe you need to go to a candle shop.
Right.
You know, maybe you need to go get away from your place. You need to get out of your state of mind.
Get out in nature. Do something different. Right? You don't know what's going to trigger you.
Exactly.
You don't know.
You need to, you don't know what's going to trigger you. And to even say, oh, I know what's going to trigger me, you're too caught up in your own. You think you know everything, you know? So that's kind of where, when I run into, this is kind of turned into, how do I get over a mental block or a blocker? Experiences. Get away from it, raise your vibration, So that's kind of where,
Play, have fun.
Yeah. And then you come back and you do whatever you're doing creatively. You're like, oh my God, it's so dope. Boom, boom, boom. Like, you don't know where I traveled mentally, spiritually to do this. I tell everyone, when you see me take one step, I took 1,000 steps in my mind. So it's like, you don't know what a person has had to go through to create. Some people it comes easy, and some people it's like having a baby every time.
What's important to you about sharing your experience and the Black experience with communities?
2 words, like I said before, authenticity. Like, first of all, it's necessary. It's the real experience. If you're in America, it's like the American experience. The Black experience is the American experience. You can't. The experience here is Black experience. It's a huge part of it. The fact that it's not shown is made artificially. It's not a natural occurrence that. The experience of Black people and our contributions to this place, this industry, this world is not shown. It's been literally like, oh, you see that? Throw that out of there. I don't want people to see that. So the fact that it's been artificially done is like, yo, that's got to stop. For many reasons, it's so disrespectful. The scarcity of it, and the other side of it is to inspire. So. I came up not too long ago, let's say a decade ago in this industry, and there were no faces that looked like mine. There were no people behind the bar. So, I either had to look far and wide, or it had to be all of internal fire to make that happen, which in some ways is good, to build that level of hustle and grind, but it's very tough. Like, the lack of motivation and inspiration, it feels like isolation. And I want other Black faces to see that this is a possibility, and you can be immensely successful. You can be progressive in this industry right here. Your mama saying, "Oh, you bartending, get a real job." I said that too. But I've elevated to a place of management, beverage directing, and hopefully in the near future entrepreneurship. So that is a possibility. And that's huge for me. I didn't say it in order, but to inspire people who look like me, who aren't given those opportunities and chances,
or just don't even know that it's a thing.
Exactly. Like, I didn't know. One of the worst things that have happened in our community, in the Black community, is making the extremism of things. You can't just be a normal guy. Either you're in the movies, you're either an uber rich dude, or you're the gangster thug.
Right. It's like there's what is this dualism?
Yeah, the duality of all this
gotta go.
thing. Yeah, and it makes you be this or that, and the nuances of being Black. a lot of times you, like I say, you don't even look under that rock. You don't even, you just say, oh, I got to go to be a lawyer, you know? And because of the bar being set so high, because of the extremities, you say, oh, I can't do all that, man. I'm just going to do what or then you shoot too low. And understanding that there's a spectrum of what we can do. But you need those faces there. You need that inspiration. You need that motivation. You need people in those places. The bigger your intellectual mind, the closer you are to your intellectual mind, the further away you are from your intuitive mind. So unfortunately, I would like to have balance of intellect and intuition. I would love to have emotional intelligence in this game. But a lot of times with the path I'm trying to go on to get more smart, more information, a lot of times it's going away from the meat and the core and the nature and the emotion of all this type of stuff. I'm trying to find a space of balance in those two. But I never looked at those. I never had a dichotomy of those two things until that statement was like, oh wow, okay. It made me focus on my more intuitive side. I thought all the riches in life came through more information and more smarts and all this type of stuff. And no.
Yeah, Aaron's giggling over here too, which is great.
So no, it's not for more information. That's, like I said, that's weight, you know.
Yeah.
I'm more of I like having resources now. I don't even like storing too much information, you know. I like having the resource, and I want to store the intuitive part of it.
Right.
So that would be the one of the best pivot points that I've hit in my life.
Yeah,
so,
that's such a beautiful learning experience, and you're so right, and it really ties in with what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You can't solve a problem with more intellect. A lot of times you have to step away from it and let your intuition guide you. Be inspired, try new stuff. I mean, I love that, and I'm hope that more people start to do that and operate that way.
Yeah, you can taste positivity and negativity. You can taste intention. You can taste when someone's doing something out of fear. And we have things that go straight from us to the guest.
Right.
You can taste that in someone's food. They say it all the time in the bag. You can taste if someone's having a bad day. In actual food coming out.
Yeah.
You can feel it you can feel it when I make these type of drinks. You know, you can't taste it in the beer, but you can taste it in the cocktail. I don't think it can transfer through. But
the energy that's created,
the presentation, you're right.
Absolutely.
Make it perhaps good.
And think about like beers that are mass produced versus craft breweries.
True.
The difference in taste there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can taste the difference. So, you know, I'm in a place where, you know, having your energy good because you want to give the best product, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I forget what I was watching. It was something. It was like a samurai thing I was watching.
Okay.
I watch random stuff all the time. And it was like, balance is an ingredient, you know? So if balance is an ingredient, all these other existential things can be ingredients. Like it's, you know,
absolutely.
So these are things that go into your end product, you know? So, hey, you know, clear energy, you know, anyone who wants to come in the hospitality industry, you're working directly with people, and you know, make sure yourself is right. You know, I tell people to leave it at the door.
Yeah.
But I don't mean just forget your life. But you know, leave your negativity at the door. Be neutral and be if you're gonna be anything, be positive when you come into this space and give people the best experience they can have. You know, so.
And I would actually argue you can't necessarily leave it all at the door, because that's what leads to the faking of it, right?
Sure.
Maybe if you have a bad day or a bad moment, for sure. But overall, it's like you have to create your life in a way that you are at balance, so that when you come into wherever you're working, you're already there.
Exactly.
Right? Finding peace in the chaos of the world.
I'm putting out there, putting that beacon out, the lighthouse, but I also want them to to interpret my story the way they want to interpret it, right? So, you know, some people are saying, you know, wow, look at that, that's a black man, a person of color, doing da 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 over here. Another one saying this person is calling to people who felt bogged down by their preconceived notions, that didn't feel motivated or whatever. You know, I wanted to. I like the open form of it.
Yes.
But all I can do is put that energy out there. Like I said, it's when you're putting out light. You know, light is information. You know, so I really hope I'm motivating. I really hope and I'm attracting the right moths to the flame.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
So that's what I'm doing right now. Those things, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not changing that. No matter what I'm doing, I'm always going to be trying to put out a beacon of light. And I'm trying to have the dopest, creative, innovative, most innovative people and hungry people around me.
Yes.
To be honest with you. So so that's also something that's on the back signal. Like, you're hungry? Come on, let's eat. You know, let's grind. Let's make some things happen. So yeah.
You don't need to go down these paths, but if there's something that you're curious about, you can turn that curiosity into a career.
Yep.
I truly believe that.
Absolutely.
It might not look the way you think.
It will not. Not at all. But passion, purpose, and plan. You know, that's the.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
This has been just joy. You are so.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have so much joy and love and amazing energy in you, and I can't wait to taste the cocktail, but I can't wait for people to taste what you've done and what you guys have created here.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotta do lighter colors. It's springtime. So, simple garnish. All right. That's a little cute.
Oh, that's so refreshing.
It is. I wish I could see it. It's fucked up.
Oh, man.
I bet it is. I could imagine it is.
That's not sweet.
No.
I'm like, it's a pink drink. It should be sweet, right?
No. It's more like balanced, more a little boost forward almost, and it has like a lot of acid and, you know.